legend, Donna McKechnie. Is it on?
I don't know. It's okay. Listen, I worked with Ethel Merman. I can speak up.
Is this one on? Anyone on?
I guess it's okay. You can hear me. I'll project. Oh, thank you.
There, it's on.
I'm seeing my whole life before me, of course. We all are, and it's so great to see people. What a wonderful surprise and delight. Well, first of all, I don't think I would have any career anywhere if it weren't for Gwen Verdon. And that I mean, when I was a young dancer, I first came to New York. Gwen was a great star, and she was someone that she inspired me. I was in awe of her, and what a lucky girl. My first Broadway show, How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying. Bob Fosse was the choreographer. Gwen Verdon, who was a great star then, I guess it was between jobs, she was our dance captain. How fortunate was that? Because there was a choreographer in the beginning. Hugh Lambert was our choreographer, and something went wrong in rehearsal. We were doing, what was it? One Cinderella Darling, I think, 3 days in a row, and they said, "That's it, you're out." They were harsh in those days. But Bob and Gwen came in, and I enjoyed, gosh, I was in awe. I could barely function. And I remember Dick Corthez is here. He was in the show, too. Are you back there, Dick? Yeah. I'm not going to talk too much about this, but it's just, I just want to tell you that Gwen shared with me, and I was so in awe of her then. I couldn't speak. I was so shy to be around her. But she would come back with tales because there was no pre-production for them on the show. So they would rehearse all day and then with us and then go home at night. And she said they would jump up and down on the bed and create the number for the next day. They would come in and we would learn it. And Dick, I don't know if you remember, we spent a whole day just doing eye isolations with our fingers across the floor. So that's it. That's my story about how to succeed. There's more, but I won't take the time right now.
John, I know that you've done this. Next clip we're going to show you is Irby Fitch's Twitch, which is from Redhead. And you have done this number.
Yeah.
You actually have done the choreography, so it'll be interesting for you to watch it now.
Okay.
So Irby Fitch's Twitch.
And there was a ballet, a big, long ballet, and Gwen and the girls did a section. They did a can-can. Then Gwen and the boys, David, you were in that too. Yeah. Gwen and the boys did a gypsy number, then Gwen and the girls did another number, and Gwen and the boys did another number, and we all did this big finale of Grand Chantez across the stage, and the boys used to come off almost ready to vomit. And Gwen did all 4 sections, and then she could do a number like this, and every single performance, that vulnerability came through. Now, having done the number, what
Oh my God, I didn't do that number. I wish I had seen this film. No, I did a 30-second version of this number, maybe a little longer, but you know, I watched this, and you see it also. I mean, she's a great actress.
Yeah.
I mean, great. I mean, Stanley Meisner, maybe, I mean, she knew everything before she went to acting class, I'm sure. But, you know, she cared so much about the work, and that's a theme that plays over and over in my mind with Bob Fosse and Gwen Verdon and Michael Bennett and Stephen. It's all about the work, right, Harvey? And
especially with Gwen, though. I think because she was, we're dancers here, you know, we do what we're told, and I think because Jack Cole and Bob too was such discipline, but whatever that word is. Yeah, thank you. Her training was to be the best you could possibly be. Like in New Girl in Town, we thought she had eyes in the back of her head because if you're behind her and you messed up, she knew it. And she just didn't want anything but perfection every single moment.
plus, she made her own costumes. I learned that.
Yeah?
She made, yeah. Well, somebody tell me if I'm wrong about this, but when we were doing Sweet Charity, the tube dresses, that they weren't working. I mean, she created the long black, you know, what was the number? Oh my God. Yeah, right. And she went in the dressing room and cut this black tube, stretchy material, and pulled it up, and there was the dress.
Oh, that's not right.
It's not?
Well, Leroy, you
All right, we'll get this version right. Okay, so go ahead, Gene.
rehearsal of Sweet Charity in Philadelphia, the girls had the most incredible costumes you have ever seen in your life. And Irene Sharrett had gone to Paris, and she had bought. I don't need that. She had bought French silk for the girls to wear. And as the girls came on in that walk, those costumes were falling apart. Gwen went out to the learner's shop
All right, okay,
and
yes.
bought 8 dresses, the same, black sheets, brought them back, slid them up the sides, took a piece off of those costumes and stuck them somewhere. The girls put those helmets on, and that was their costume.
See, that's what I meant. Thank you, Jean.
And also that night, all of Gwen's costumes, Bobby didn't like them, they were cut from the show. And she wore a black slip in rehearsal, and she went out and wore it, and that's how that black dress was conceived, that she wore in the show.
Also, just attaching that a little bit, I was just going to say, because of the great actress she was, you see some of the steps, I'm looking at that, all of a sudden I'm seeing, you know, what she called the from Sweet Charity, but with a different character, and all the, you know, what is that step that,
I don't know.
it's the, oh gosh, I can't read, this is happening
Fosse
to me
step.
more often than I'd like to admit. Oh gosh, Jackie Gleason and Art Carney. She loved Art Carney. And she said this was the Art Carney step. Away we go.
Also, her love for Charlie Chaplin, Bob and her, that you can see.
So you see these steps in this number and repeated in other shows, but with different characters. So she applied different.
But she was also, well, we all know she was a part of the company and always accessible. She was never the star. She was always part of the group. And I know the night that I left Sweet Charity, I was supposed to pull her out of the pit as the young Spanish man. She wouldn't give me her hands. She was sticking her feet in my face. So I finally just had to bring her up by her feet. And this next clip that we have, though, is a number that is from the American Dance Machine. And just to set it up, Gwen and I had a conversation when this was being done. I said, you realize, Gwen, almost every time I've danced with you, we've never really danced together. We've danced individually in trios and, you know, but we never have actually danced together like Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers. And she said, all right, this is my present to you. And she choreographed this piece, which we did on the American Dance Machine.
And we never danced together.
Well, there's nothing stopping us now.
Start.
No, I wanted to say one thing, though. This is a story from her. When she was a kid, she saw a Fred and Ginger movie, and she, when she came to class the next day, she signed her name, Ginger Verdon. And the teacher went, "Who is this?" She said, "That's me." And the teacher said, "Why did you say Ginger Verdon?" And she said, "Because I couldn't say Fred."